This used to be paved with asphalt. It was a parking lot, a surface lot for employees working in downtown Tempe. The site is a very significant archaeological site. So we spent quite a bit of time before construction working with the Native American tribes and carefully documenting and identifying what was here before. Our goal with this was to encourage people to use alternative modes of transportation. So that would be the bus, biking, the rail, or any combination. We're really trying to be an example of how you can get by without parking and still have people be able to access your building and your services.
We spent a lot of time on the design of this building. We wanted the building and the whole feel of the facility to reflect our kind of our philosophy of our transportation program. It's really encouraging people to do everything but take the automobile, and that's new in the Western culture.
Our tagline for our program, we're Tempe in Motion is like the umbrella brand of our transportation programs, and our tagline is bus, bike, walk, rail. And so we've got these banners in here that say bus, bike, walk, rail as really an illustration of that's what this place is all about. And then also, a lot of interest in the building. A lot of people come through and they just want a tour. We take groups through, we take individuals through. It's people are really interested in the building. And now, we have this wonderful community room that we are using all the time to bring people into the process. And all kinds of other community groups are using the space as well.
The idea is that it's symbiotic to the function of the building, and such that there's a place for the community to use, but also it becomes also usable for the offices that are in the building. So instead of having dedicated conference centers or throughout the building, we decided to do one that could be used for a lot of different purposes. A lot more economy out of that. And that was one of the big ideas, was to create a community mixed-use facility. It has a variety of components, beginning with a retail component downstairs, the transit store, we have a bike cellar, we have city transportation offices, the transit operations center, and actual leasable office space up on the 3rd floor.
The building had many unique aspects, both building-wise, but also sustainability aspects. The green roof, which is a desert roof as opposed to grass and plants. The water storage, harvesting, so we could irrigate the desert roof, was also another aspect to tie in together. Then the control systems, where they're all tied in for energy efficiency, so that the city could both operate the system and obtain all the savings of these designs.
Theoretically, 90% of the time, we don't need to turn on the lights during the day. And again, that just goes towards the building's energy savings. Overall, the building uses 50% less energy than a typical building, which is pretty good for this climate where we rely so much on air conditioning and other mechanical devices to survive in this kind of extreme climate. And then we have a green roof on that, which also helps quite a bit in terms of insulation value. The raised floor allows us to do less air conditioning tonnage. It's just a myriad of things that add up. Again, everything's 5%, 2%, 3%, but it quickly adds up to that 50% net gain.
All of our plant material is drought tolerant. Many of the plants, just for the green roof alone, we chose succulents because they were able to retain their moisture in the plant instead of it all going to the root. So that helps it spread quickly, and all these plants will eventually fill in and provide a shade.
In the desert here, we have some unusual conditions, and this building and the plaza itself needed to respond to our climate. If we're going to get people to ride the bus or get out and walk and bike, we have to recognize that in June, July, and August, when the temperature can get up to 118, 120, we need to figure out how to make that a comfortable experience for people. So on the plaza, we rely, of course, on shade by trees, and these are just the young versions. Once our tree canopy really matures, we will have wonderful shade from trees. But it's also the reason we did raise our community room up to create an area that would always be a respite from being in the direct sun.
This truly is the center of our transportation. Because of its location in downtown Tempe, we service the 60,000 ASU students in addition to our 160,000 residents of our city. So all of our free circulator routes, our buses, our light rail, our bikes, we have it all right here in one center. And the fact that it's a green building just adds a lot.
It really has to be a commitment to doing sustainable and smart growth. And that definitely is something that our community has indicated it wants for a number of years.